So I just want to raise the serious issue of dereliction in the town of Drogheda. I mean, there's over a dozen buildings that are crumbling right in the centre of the town on the main thoroughfare, and an historic building had to have a public safety notice served on it on the 7th of June and caused disruption to the town centre, motorists, businesses, pedestrians, etc. And the scale of dereliction in Drogheda actually would suck the life out of any town, and people are just at their wits' end with it. I think the removal of the Borough Council from Drogheda has taken away any sort of oversight that we had, the lack of local power, the services erosion from the town. But you listed, when you spoke of dereliction, you listed off a lot of schemes. But the problem is, Taoiseach, and I'm saying this to you genuinely, in Drogheda, those buildings that are derelict decades, and those schemes are not being taken up at all. They're just ignoring them. So I detected, and correct me if I'm wrong, a reluctance to strengthen the Derelict Sites Act. And I think that's what needs to be done when they're just completely ignoring local authority enforcement notices. And the only way you hit them is with severe financial penalties. Is there a reluctance to strengthen the Dereliction Sites Act? And if so, why? And if not, can it be taken serious enough? The largest town in Drogheda, and dereliction has sucked the life out of it.
As you say, I spoke earlier on this. There's no reluctance to strengthen the Act. And I don't believe that local authorities have been strong enough in enforcing the Act. That's a view I'd have. They might argue that it takes too long and there's legal issues and so on like that, which can go on forever. I think there's other ways of refurbishing streetscapes in town centres. And I think we also have to think about our town centres of the future and our streets, our cities of the future, because I think they're going to be different. And I think they're going to be a bigger mix of residential as well as commercial. But the scale of it will be different to what had been the scale, we'd say, from the 70s, 80s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, where we had large-scale supermarkets in our town centres. I think all that's changing. So I think that's probably a more effective route to getting rid of this dereliction. My own experience, I think legal routes, no matter all the acts we create, don't get to the promised land early enough. Whereas I think the urban regeneration scheme is the big game changer. But unfortunately, like there's 400 million allocated to Cork for the Docklands and for the Grand Parade, but it's going to take 3 or 4 years before that to manifest itself. Meanwhile, you have dereliction around the very areas that we need replaced. We're done.